I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
There I am. There I am. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. Hopefully you guys are having a great day, a great start to your, what was it, big or middle of the week. I was going to say start to your week. Listen to me over here thinking it's Monday, thinking I didn't know what day it was. I wasn't actually sure. I thought it was Tuesday. Always off on the day. I swear, I wear a watch. It tells me what day it is, but I still never know. But I'm trying to readjust it really quick. But if you guys are new to the channel, hi. I'm so sorry. I should have just kept the music going. We've got the dog in the background and the cat. Let me go let the cat out really quick. I'll be right back. I'm not even muting the mic. You're ready to go out already, aren't you? Okay, bye, sir. See you later. Oh, my legs are sore. I have physical therapy today, and let me tell you, he worked me overtime, like overtime. Hey, do you have to do that now that we're on? She's back here scratching her bed. Mia, lay down. You can do it. She has to get comfortable. She just has to. She says she has to do it. Are you done? You're good. Crazy dog. The other one's over here sleeping like an angel. You can't. Well, you can see her a little bit. The brown one, Araya Lee there. She's being a good girl. So welcome in, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Let's kind of start. We'll start over. How about that? Hi, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Make sure that you hit the like button if you guys don't mind. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And if you are new, my name is Tanya or Titanium Built. It's good to meet you. If you are not already a member of our channel, the best way to keep the nightly lives coming to you guys is to become a member, and we'll get our channel memberships up because we really need to work on those. So now tonight we're going to be covering a case that's captured national attention like we normally do. I swear we cover a lot of cases on this channel. Also, before we get started, I have an update for you guys for Anna Kempner for tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. But tonight we're going to talk about the disappearance and murder of Anna Walshe. So get ready for that. Hey, Ladybug, how you doing? Hey, Maga Mama. Hey, Groovy Nikki. It's been a little while. Hey, Aldo. Hey, Casey. Good to see you. Hey, Princess. Hey, Mary Beth. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Kitsy Cats. Thank you for gifting a membership, Mary Beth. That's very nice of you. I don't know who it went to, but whoever it went to, welcome on in. Let me see here. Get on the right screen over here. That'll help. That'll help me out. Who went to VR? Oh, I hope you don't. I hope you feel better. I hate that. Hey, Ola. Hey, Ola, baby girl. Hey, Cupcakes. Cupcakes is in here. Ashley's here. Hey, Jennifer. Welcome in. It's good to see everybody. I'm trying to make sure I don't pass over anybody. Hey, Deborah. Hey, John. How you doing? Hey, Tempest. Welcome in. Well, welcome on in, everybody. It's good to see everyone in the chat. Hopefully you guys are having a great Wednesday. I'm telling you what, like I said, I went to physical therapy today, and he really was like, we're going to work you out today. Like, my thighs are on fire. He had me doing squats. I haven't done a squat ever. I don't squat for nothing, but I was doing it today. So let me tell you, Oh, I'm on the wrong live. Let me go to the other one. It might not let me now. It's going to put me in the other live. That's fine. That's fine. It could do what it wants to do with me. I don't care. Hey, Andy. Did they say hi to Point of Lover? Hi, Point of Lover. Welcome on in, everybody. Everybody's here. Hey, DM. Look at that. We got the whole crew here. Got the whole crew here. But yeah, I don't know if any of you guys go to physical therapy, but my physical therapy is like state of the art. Like it's like brand new, and they use it for like sports rehabilitation. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I'm not an Ohio State football player. But you would have thought I was today when I was going across the turf, rolling this little cart thing they had. It was like this little robotic cart looking deal. I don't know, but it was heavy. It was very heavy. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Connie. And that was at the end. I was like, oh, at the end, we're going to do this. We're going to do this at the end when I was already tapped out. There's my workout for the week. You are back. I noticed that. Hey, Tracy. Good to see you. I'm glad that everyone's here. Okay, we got the whole crew here. So if you are new, like I said, my name's Tanya, Titanium Built. You can call me either or. We're going to talk about Anna Walshe tonight. I am going to use my notes. I've been listening to stuff all night. We covered this case when it first happened, and then we only covered it a handful of times, I think, and then we didn't really hear anything. I didn't hear anything until like recently, it seems like. And now we're hearing all kinds of stuff. So there's stuff to talk about. So here we are. So I'm going to put a picture up so it's a little bit, so everyone knows. I'm just going to go give you guys a brief summary of what the case is about. And then I have a couple videos like that are kind of like documentary type videos about the case that I thought we would look over. So we have some stuff that we can look over. So we'll just switch the pictures around like this. Everyone everyone has like a different of opinion about the vertical or the horizontal. The only thing with the vertical is I'm trying to move over closer to be in the middle of the camera because my camera's this way right now. We're going to work on painting the door because that's what's there. And I don't want you guys to see the door. That's weird. I know other YouTubers, you can see their doors. Not a big deal. But with it being dark and then white, I don't know. That'd be weird. So be on the lookout for that. So tonight we're looking into the disappearance and death of Anna Walshe. A case built on timelines, digital footprints, and evidence that investigators say reveals exactly what happened inside that home that night. Anna Walshe spent New Year's of 2022 at home in her Massachusetts home with her husband. She was supposed to fly to Washington, D.C. early on January 1st for work, but Anna never boarded a plane and she never made it out of that house alive. She did not go into no ride share. She did not go to the airport. None of that happened. On January 4th, coworkers reported Anna missing. So her coworkers are the ones that were like kind of set up the alarms. She never missed calls. She never missed work. She never went silent on people. So when police questioned her husband, Brian Walshe, his story immediately raised doubts. They were on him from day one. Basically, he said that she took an Uber to the airport, but no rideshare existed. He said that she had left early, but her phone stayed in their house until around 3 a.m. He claimed that he ran errands, but surveillance doesn't match his timeline of events. So investigators went to their house and searched, and they found blood in the basement, a damaged bloodstained knife, and the family security system had missing footage in it. So these are I'm just giving you like the brief, the brief summary of this case until we get deeper into it. So Brian did make some purchases the day after. So the day after Anna, supposedly vanished, Brian was seen buying, or the day after It would have been on the 2nd of January. Heavy duty trash bags, buckets, a tarp, mop and cleaning products, and a hatchet. Those purchases are very weird. All purchased while he was on house arrest, meaning he should have had very limited schedule. He shouldn't have been doing that stuff. He could take his kids to school. He could run errands on a certain day of the week between a certain time frame, but he was doing all of the things that he was doing whenever he wanted to do them. He wasn't following the home or house arrest that he was on, apparently. But investigators searched trash transfer stations after this, and they found items that prosecution linked directly to Anna. They found, I don't even know how, I mean, they found it by surveillance, but they're lucky, I guess, that they found even this, because they didn't find her remains. But they found blood-soaked towels, clothing that she was believed to be wearing the night of the party, slippers covered in blood, personal items, trash bags that matched the brand that Brian bought. And I've seen actually on an episode of like Forensic Files or something where they like matched up 2 trash bags, like because the person, whoever had done that, had like ripped that last trash bag off and didn't use any more or something. So they were able to like go back and like match the little rivets, like where you pull it off. And I mean, forensics is crazy. So maybe they could do that. But I mean, they at least matched up to the brand that he bought. He did have some Google searches. They always have Google searches. But prosecutors revealed that was the most chilling evidence, I think, so far. A series of Google searches that Brian made on his son's iPad. So he took his little boy's iPad and he made these Google searches between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. on January 1st. So right in the new year, I don't think this is what this isn't what I would want to be searching. But how to dispose of a body, how long before a body starts to smell? Can you be charged with murder without a body? 10 ways to dispose of a body if you really need to. Okay. What is the best way to clean blood from a wooden floor? And there was a few more that he had in there. I think one of them was like, how long does it take before you get your money, pretty much, after someone dies? Yeah. So these searches start minutes after the time investigators believe that Anna was killed. So they believe that he killed her, and then he gets his little boy's iPad and he makes these searches. So with conflicting statements, physical evidence, digital evidence, surveillance footage, police arrest Brian Walshe and charge him with murder, improper disposal of a body, and misleading investigators. He pled not guilty. This was in the beginning, or right when it happened. And then Anna's remains have still not been found. But this week there's been some developments that have happened, and I'm like, oh, so we'll go over some of those, and then we'll watch this video back from like when this all started, right when he was arrested. So the details are that Brian Walshe, he's 50. He admitted to disposing of Anna's body. So he's saying he did that, and providing false statements to investigators, such as claiming she had left for a work trip to Washington, D.C., when no such emergency at work existed. These admissions could strengthen the prosecution's narrative by establishing that Walshe knew that Brian knew that Anna was dead and acted to conceal it. I don't see how he's going to get out of the murder charge. Just don't see that at all. I mean, he's already pleading guilty to lying to the police and disposing of her body, like chopping her up and disposing of her, not just like, throwing her away in a receptacle. That's like terrible. That's like the mother of your children. I couldn't even imagine. But cutting her up and disposing of her. And multiple, as far as the eye can see, trash bins or trash receptacles. I mean, even at his mama's. Hey, PJs. I mean, they really don't have to make a deal with him now that now that he's saying that he did it, right? I mean, he should have tried to get a deal before he said he did it. But he just stood up and was like, I did it. Okay. But he's not going to plead. See, that's most criminals. That's probably 98. I don't know the percentage, but that's a high percentage of criminals. They'll admit to something smaller, thinking they're going to get out of whatever's bigger. Like, let's say, for instance, I'm trying to think of a different thing. Like, let's say you're underage, drinking, and you drive a car or something. I don't know. But then they would catch you because then they would see you. I don't know. I was trying to think of a way that you could be like, well, you were drinking, but you weren't driving, like copping to the smaller of the two. A lot of people will try to do that. Like a lot of criminals will try to do that. And it's like, no. Yeah. He pled guilty to the false statements and to investigators, and then and disposing of her body, but he's not copping to the murder yet. But the sentencing on the guilty pleas is pending, with potential penalties for of up to 3 years for the body conveyance charge and up to 10 years, plus a 20-year enhancement if convicted of murder for misleading police. So we'll see. Jury selection did start on November 18th and continued to the 19th. They did seat 12 people. And I think they sat 12 of the 16 needed, but they have their alternates too. So after 2 days of vetting the jurors, they have their juries sat for this case. And it has been a while since we have watched a jury, I feel like, a jury of the trial, because everybody's just been settling and plea dealing, and just there hasn't been any. So opening statements and testimony are set to begin on December the 1st, I believe, of this year, 2025. So we're almost there, The trial presided over by Judge Diane, I'm going to say her name wrong, Frenier, is expected to last several weeks. Prosecutors will present evidence, including the Google searches, the gruesome Google searches that Brian allegedly made, on his son's iPad, and the 10 ways, to dispose of a dead body, the hacksaw, best tool to dismember. I mean, if it was able to be Googled, he was Googling it. The surveillance footage, that's going to be hard. I mean, I don't know, of him at Home Depot buying all that cleaning stuff. It was like $400 and some worth of cleaning stuff. No way, Jose. No man is going to be doing that, because his wife would be so mad at him. I'm telling you what, you go to Home Depot and be spending how much money on cleaning stuff. We will go to Target or Walmart and be buying the cleaning stuff. That'd be too expensive. But he did, And I thought that there was footage of him there, but I guess there's not. I could have sworn there was, but they haven't released it yet, I guess. When I looked it up, that's what it said anyway. But they're going to they did find the hatchet that he discarded, and they did find some on his clothes, like I said. So they're going to match that stuff up also, right, to her. And he did have a competency ruling on November 14th of this year. The court ruled that Brian Walshe was competent to stand trial, despite defense concerns raised after he was stabbed in jail in September 2024. Things happen, I wonder what was behind that story. I wonder if he did something, or if someone just didn't like him, But he had been evaluated at Bridgewater State Hospital, and he had and the judge denied a motion to change the trial venue also due to pretrial publicity. So that's pretty much up to date there. But there's a lot of in-betweens. I mean, there's a lot more to the story than that. Like, I mean, he selling paintings to, that aren't even like legit Andy Warhol paintings to people, and, taking $80,000 from people and then trying to run, going to jail for that. Like, she was good and he was just bad. And that's all there is to it. I think she tried to like save him in a way, but yeah, no, just didn't work. So this is let's start from the beginning. Yeah, we'll start with this one. Let's see. What time is it? Yeah, okay. Because there's 2 videos and they're about the same amount of time each, and we'll pause them and stuff. So we'll see how far we get with the first one. So the first one is going to be from January 21st, 2023. So right after everything happened, but he was like literally arrested so fast that, I can't exactly remember the exact date he was arrested on, but it'll tell us. Yeah, she did. She's the one who actually, told him to call the guy and, give him the money that he had, and, whatever he had left, give it back to the guy. Work something out. Like, what did you do? And I don't think she knew anything about that life of his, and that's sad. It's really sad. Okay. So I'll be in the chat with you guys. And we'll pause it here and there, and we'll, go through commentary and stuff. This is from Boston 25 News. I think the other one is also from them. No, it's not. I lied. It's from somewhere else. But there is a station, NBC 10 Boston. They have like a whole podcast playlist for this case. It's a pretty big one too. It's like 30 some episodes, 32 episodes. So, but these are videos that I'm showing you tonight. We'll start with the beginning.
I miss you all. I love you all.
She's such a bright light in the world, and it's not fair what happened.
Tonight, a mother murdered, her husband charged, and the investigation full of twists and turns.
It didn't have to happen. It didn't need to happen.
For the next 30 minutes, your local station will dedicate our coverage to the Anna Walshe investigation. Good evening. I'm Vanessa Welch.
And I'm Mark Hockenblum. The Cohasset mother of 3, now at the center of tragedy. January 5th, the first time we showed you these photos now synonymous with a heartbreaking crime. Anna Walshe of Cohasset, a 39-year-old mother of 3, reported missing, not seen since New Year's Day.
I got a call from her husband asking me if, given the close relationship I have with Anna, and if I had spoken to her or talked to her or heard anything from her.
She was supposed to fly to Washington, D.C. for work, but never made it. That Thursday was also the first time we'd see Brian Walshe, Anna's husband, who quickly turned from our cameras.
Is this 516? Oh, hey.
No. January 6th.
He said, oh no. Like, what? If my wife was missing, I'd be running towards the cameras.
As crews search for Anna in the woods near her home, the mystery of her disappearance grows.
At this point, we cannot confirm that she actually got into a rideshare in Cohasset.
Suddenly, news breaks that Anna's former home burst into flames not far away.
This case has so many twists and turns, and that fire today was one of them. I've never seen anything like it.
A fiery clue? Not so much. Investigators ruled it an accident and unrelated to the case. On Sunday, January 8th, 1 week since Anna vanished, a bombshell rocks the quiet South Shore community of Cohasset.
Do you think he was trying to burn that place down? That way he, like, trying to burn the evidence with it, but it just didn't happen?
Breaking news first here at 10 o'clock.
I mean,
The husband of a
they said it wasn't suspicious, but that's suspicious. I'm sorry. She's missing, and then a fire breaks out at the house, and him and all the kids they're out, and everything's, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's good, which I'm so thankful for, you know, the kids. But I'm just saying, like, they were all, you know, I don't know. It's just weird to me.
missing mother in Cohasset has been arrested. The district attorney says Brian Walshe is charged with misleading a police investigation.
On Monday, January 9th, charged with misleading police, Brian Walshe is led into Quincy District Court, where more twists awaited inside. Prosecutors say a bloody knife was found inside the
Looked like
Walshe home,
hell.
and video showed Brian inside a Rockland Home Depot the day after Anna vanished, purchasing hundreds of dollars worth of cleaning supplies. Electronic evidence tracked him there. In 2021, Brian Walshe pled guilty to selling a pair of fake Andy Warhol paintings. He's under house arrest awaiting sentencing and can only leave his Cohasset home with federal permission. Later that night, hours after Walshe returned to his holding cell, news broke on the North Shore.
Sources tell Boston 25 News a dumpster was towed from husband Brian Walshe's mother's apartment complex in Swampscott, about 8 miles from where we're standing, to this trash transfer station here in Peabody, just off of Route 1. Police have been searching through the contents of that dumpster for more than 5 hours now.
It wasn't until January 10th when we started to learn what investigators had found in Peabody.
The Norfolk DA confirms items of evidence were recovered at the garbage dump, and we now know what some of those items are. Multiple sources tell 25 Investigates a hacksaw and a blood-soaked rug were bagged as evidence.
On that Tuesday, video also surfaced of Brian Walshe at a Norwell juice bar, not far from that Rockland Home Depot where all those cleaning items were purchased. The video was taken one day after Anna vanished. Wednesday, January 11th. Still no sign of Anna, and the only development in the case would be news of more surveillance video.
We have confirmed that state police are now in possession of video surveillance of Brian Walshe outside a dumpster in Swampscott near a liquor store, near a Whole Foods. That's the area where he said he was on January 1st, which is the day that Anna Walshe disappeared. So very interesting development there.
Less than 24 hours later, on January 12th, we break a new development, not in Massachusetts, but D.C., where Anna lived. First at 5, breaking news in the case of a missing Cohasset mother. Boston 25 has uncovered a police report from 2014 where then Anna Knipp told officers Brian Walshe threatened to kill her and her friends. And as that story aired, the people of Cohasset, a self-described hometown community, gathered to pray for Anna and her family.
You know, it shattered our little idyllic town. So it happens everywhere. Things can happen everywhere, but when it happens in this type of setting, it's just even more of a shock.
Since Brian Walshe was taken into custody, the couple's 3 boys, ages 2, 4, and 6, remained in state custody, their mother missing, a father in a jail cell. In the days to come, we'd learn of search warrants returned and sealed, and that according to police logs, it was Anna's employer in D.C. and not her husband Brian who first reported her missing. But still not the news Cohasset waited for, until suddenly on the afternoon of January 17th, when everything changed.
The continued investigation has now allowed police to obtain an arrest warrant charging Brian Walshe with the murder of his wife. Mr. Walshe will be transported to the Quincy District Court for arraignment on the charge of murder.
Still to come tonight, shocking moments at an arraignment for murder.
The alarming Google searches Brian Walshe allegedly made while using
and allegations of greed.
And the uncertain.
Skip through this. There we go.
It was on Wednesday, January 18th, we'd see Brian Walshe led into Quincy District Court for a second time, now charged with murder.
No one was prepared for what would happen inside. Our Bob Ward was there.
Do you understand those charges, Mr. Walshe? I do.
Even though Brian Walshe had little to say at his murder arraignment, his words, allegedly found in Google searches, hung heavy. Brian Walshe is charged with killing and dismembering his wife, Anna Walshe, missing since New Year's Day. Prosecutor Lynn Beelan laid out for the court a mountain of evidence against Brian Walshe, including a series of internet searches found on his young son's iPad. And they start at 4:55 a.m. on January 1st. How long before a body starts to smell? 3 minutes later at 4:58 a.m. How to stop a body from decomposing. Less than an hour later at 5:47, another search. 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to. At 6.
If you really need to. How old is he? Like, seriously, he's 50. I'm just saying, like.
6:25 a.m., a hint of a possible motive. How long for someone to be missing to inherit? And 9 minutes later at 6.
Who wanted her money?
6:34 a.m., can you throw away body parts? Later that morning, more searching at 11:34, dismemberment and best ways to dispose of a body. The next day, January 2nd, the Google searches grew more grim. At 12:45 p.m., hacksaw, best tool to dismember. At 1:10 p.m., can you be charged with murder without a body? And at 1:14 p.m., this unsettling search, can you identify a body with broken teeth? Later on January 2nd, Walshe was recorded on video surveillance wearing a face mask and gloves, buying cleaning supplies.
Do you think that he, like, I don't know, removed her teeth? Like, I don't even know what to say after that. Like that. This woman had children with this man. They were married. I don't know how someone could do something like that when, like, you're married to them and you have children. I mean, you bring life into this world together. That's like a beautiful thing. 3 times. And now look at him. I mean, he looks like hell. He looks like he looks like a shell. I don't know what he used to look like, but he knows he done fucked up. Yeah, he brutalized her. Yeah.
And a hatchet. The next day, Tuesday, January 3rd, another set of Google searches. At 1:13 p.m., what is the rate of decomposition of a body found in a plastic bag compared to on the surface in the woods? And at 1:20 p.m., can baking soda make a body smell good? Hours later,
Can it? I would say no. I would say you would probably need a lot of baking soda. Who taught him how to clean? His mama. Baking soda? That's an old school trick. You know what I mean? To use baking soda for stuff. I use it on my stove.
Starting at 4:27 p.m., the prosecutor says Brian Walshe is seen with his Volvo at dumpsters at 2 apartment complexes in Abington and 1 in Brockton, struggling with heavy trash bags. Police never found those bags.
So apparently they were pretty heavy. He's a pretty big dude. So it wasn't like, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe she wasn't cut up like that, you know, I mean, I'm sure she was, but like, you know, not that small of pieces.
What was in them were already picked up and taken to a location for shredding and to be incinerated. By the time police located that, they were already destroyed.
So he knew those were going to be incinerated.
North of Boston, a search of a dumpster near Brian Walshe's mother's house at a transfer station in Peabody yielded 10 trash bags of evidence. Inside, police found Anna Walshe's COVID-19 vaccination card, hunter boots, Prada purse, and pieces of her necklace. Also, they found a hatchet, hacksaw, and cutting shears. The bags also contained a medical suit, slippers, and rugs that contained blood with DNA that matched both Anna and Brian Walshe. Before the arraignment wrapped up, the prosecutor said there was one more Google search. On December 27, 2022, days before...
I wonder if it was his blood they found. And if it was, like, I mean, I'm wondering if he cut himself. I hope he did.
Walshe vanished. What's the best state to divorce for a man?
Our Bob Ward reporting. In a statement, Brian Walsh's attorney, Tracy Miner, says in part, quote, "It is easy to charge a crime and even easier to say a person committed that crime. It is much more difficult thing to prove it, which we will see if the prosecution can do."
Still to come tonight, attorneys discuss the difficulty of
missed call
out of the will.
Welcome back to Boston 25 News in-depth special on the murder of Anna Walsh. 1 week before she vanished, Anna reached out to her mother in Serbia on December 25th, Christmas Day. The text read, quote, "Please, Mama, come tomorrow." A request her mother denied. When Fox Digital asked if a reason was given for the urgency, Milanka Ljubičić replied no. Later adding, on December 31st, she missed 2 calls from Anna's.
So did her mama say she couldn't go? So she asked her mom to come and she said no. She declined her offer or something. She ever do that before? Ask you to come? I mean, like if I would have said, "Mom, come," like
phone around midnight.
You would think that you would go
came in
it's something
at 1
important.
a.m. Failed calls were also placed that night to her sister and maid of honor. Anna's mother told media in Serbia she was asleep, adding, quote, "I can't forgive myself for that." She also told Serbian reporters she visited Anna and Brian for 16 months and did not get the sense that anything was wrong between the couple.
2 days before Anna vanished, 25 Investigates learned she sold her Revere condo for $220,000, a 60% profit from the 2020 purchase price. Brian Walsh was listed as the seller's spouse on the paperwork. Anna Walsh owned at least 4 properties worth $1.8 million, according to records obtained by CNN. 2 in Massachusetts, 1 in Washington, and 1 in Baltimore. Brian Walsh is not a co-owner. Since 2018, Anna Walsh sold at least $2.7 million worth of properties.
She was smart. She said, "I sold these properties. These are going in my name."
Now, before being charged with murder, Brian Walsh had already been in trouble with the law. He was accused of selling a pair of fake Andy Warhol paintings. These are those paintings. In 2021, he pleaded guilty and was awaiting sentencing.
Would not buy
That's
those.
why he was on house arrest in Cohasset in order to wear an electric monitoring device. The owner of Revolver Gallery in L.A., Ron Rivlin, was the victim of the art scam. He lost $80,000 to Walsh. In a statement to Boston 25, Rivlin says, quote, "Myself, the FBI, and the DA had trouble breaking him down, getting him to change his not guilty pleas, apologize, repay his victims, and get sentenced. Lawyers, courts, all that, and he still did not voluntarily settle. He never apologized."
Brian's father, Thomas
Well, no, he's a con man.
Walsh, died in 2018. The will was destroyed by Brian, a longtime friend of Thomas's, told Boston 25 News. Before it was destroyed, a photo was taken, and we obtained a copy through Plymouth Probate Court paperwork. On page 16 of the court paperwork, the will of Thomas Walsh reads, quote, "I hereby bequeath to Brian R. Walsh my best wishes, but nothing else from my..."
Oh, no, he didn't. I listened to this earlier. Hey, pretty Kate. Oh, my. Can you imagine? I couldn't. Oh, my. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but damn. That's like a kind of like a big F you. Or like, that's like a, you did me wrong or something. Brian, what'd you do to your dad? For him to say nothing from my estate. Just, I'm giving my best wishes when I'm dead. When I'm dead, and I can't even say it myself, right? Give him my best wishes, tell him I had to go, and that's all he gets.
State. The friend.
That's why he destroyed that will, because he wanted to be like, I was in it. I was in that will the whole time.
Who does not want his name used, says Brian Walsh conned his father Thomas out of hundreds of thousands of dollars and then disappeared from his father's life. Court documents also allege that
that'll do it.
Brian destroyed the will and tried to take control of his father's estate.
As Brian got older, he sort of lost touch with how people make it in the world and just assumed a mantle of entitlement. There were signs he was a con artist. There was more than signs. There was ample examples. But there was never a mean streak. There was never even an angry stare. There are violent criminals and there are swindlers and grifters or all kinds of criminals, and they're usually not blended. So I was shocked when I heard it. All the people that I know that know Brian, because Brian was a regular fixture in his father's homes, are equally shocked. No one said it was just a matter of time. Everyone is shocked.
Court documents say another family friend provided a statement to the courts which described Brian Walshe as not only a sociopath, but also an angry and physically violent person.
Anna had 3 children, all boys.
Well, that's the opposite of the other guy just said.
Ages 2, 4, and 6. We've been told they're in DCF custody, which means relatives or a foster family is now caring for them.
You know, when you kill your spouse, like, think about that for a minute. Think about your children. You're going to be in prison, and your spouse is going to be dead. So your kids are going to go into the system. More than likely, they're going to go into the system. You know, there's things that you have to do and go through in order to, get custody of a child. That's like for a family member to get custody of them. A lot of times they'll just put them in, DCF, and they'll or DCS, or we call it CP. I think it's CPS here, but they'll put them in CPS, and then that's just what happens. And it's sad. And that's what's, as far as I know, I think I don't think they're with family.
Anna's friend, Alyssa Kirby, spoke about Anna's desire to
They may have
the
like
children
own
in Washington, D.C. with her.
In her house here in D.C., she has their rooms all set up.
But let me know, because let me know, Ashley, because I know you know a lot about this. Because I thought that they were still in DCFs, like custody or whatever it was.
And everything in the rooms is like special to each child, and she would keep their beds made and their sheets clean, and just waiting for the time that her kids could come here.
Throughout this investigation, we've
Mama says my son didn't do it. Couldn't have been my son.
Spoken with former federal prosecutors, former U.S. attorneys, and lawyers here in Boston.
And they all agree proving guilt without a body is tough, but not impossible.
The government's very lucky here in 2 ways. Number one, he had that ankle monitor and he was under house arrest, which then begs the question, why was he in Salem, in Peabody, and elsewhere throughout these days after her disappearance? And then the technology on those devices certainly are incredible. So scientific evidence.
Are they, lady? You just said he was in all these different areas, right? He wasn't supposed to be leaving the town. He was on house arrest. He was only supposed to go in the town and to take his kids to school and to, on Wednesdays, go do his shopping between the hours of like 11:30 and 1:30. So why is he, the day after the new year, he's cruising around all these different areas 100 miles away within a radius. He's dropping her off here. He's dropping parts off here. He's dropping parts off there. Was he not scared that they were going to, his GPS was going to do something? Maybe he knew how to mess with it.
Computer forensic evidence here and the experts that the government has eventually testifying to that evidence will be critical in terms of their reliability and expertise.
That evidence alone, what was in those devices, is not sufficient to sustain a conviction of murder.
I wouldn't rush to judgment yet on this case and declare it over. However, I will concede, though, that it really was a particularly strong bunch of evidence that they laid out for the public.
Joining us now to talk about the Anna Walshe case is Boston 25 News reporter Bob Ward.
Bob, you have been a reporter for decades. What stands out most to you with this case compared to others that you've covered?
Well, at first, I think I was drawn in by just the inconsistencies here, the mystery of it. Where is Anna Walshe? What happened to her? Was this a suicide? Did she take off, or was she a victim of foul play? But now that we're at this point, I think the depravity of this case, I have a hard time wrapping my head around this, that somebody would go to these lengths to dispose of a body. Of course, these are allegations, but I am just kind of struck by that and just how vicious and brutal this case was.
I think we all are. Certainly people hang on every word, especially at that arraignment the second time. Let's talk about your sources. I know they've been providing you a lot of information, and you've been breaking a lot of stories on this case. Now, with a little bit of a lull here, do you think you're going to hear anything else in the meantime?
I do think there's a lot more information that will surface. The very first thing that will surface eventually is going to be the results of all those search warrants that, you know, there was a lot of searching of the dumpsters and everything. We just got a glimpse of that. So there's going to be physical evidence that we are going to be made aware of. But more than that, I think we're going to find out what the motive for this crime is, what authorities believe the motive for this crime was. They hinted at it at the arraignment, when there was a Google search for inheritance. So that suggests there was something about money here, and also that other search about divorce days before anything happened to Anna Walshe. Those are going to be important signposts to watch, and I expect we'll be getting more information about that.
We have gone in depth with the physical evidence, the digital evidence, telling our viewers and walking them through what you have uncovered and what prosecutors have told us. Can you describe for us, Bob, what it was like to be in that courtroom when all these details, these horrific details, were presented?
Well, you could hear a pin drop when this got going. I mean, we walked into that hearing not expecting much. I expected to hear maybe some of the forensics that would come back that would signal why authorities thought that Anna was dead. Maybe DNA on the knife, for example, in the basement, or the blood in the basement, or from the rug. I did not expect to be hearing internet searches, especially 20 internet searches. So as that was unrolling, it was just the other reporters were quiet. We were scribbling down our notes as fast as we could. And then I was looking up at Brian Walshe himself, and he was just subdued. He was not like that smart alecky guy that we saw a week and a half earlier. A completely different atmosphere in there. And after it was all over, it was kind of like a gut punch. You looked at the totality of all those things that we heard. It was like a gut punch.
It really was. Bob, we appreciate all your reporting you've done so far. We know you'll have much more to come on this as well, but nice job, and thanks for sharing that with us tonight.
Thank you.
Incredible job.
Thank you.
And next on this Boston 25 News in-depth special, Anna's friends gathered. Brian Walsh's future is unclear.
For Anna's friends, one spoke with Boston 25 News reporter Drew Caritas about saying goodbye.
The world has lost a great person. It didn't have to happen. It didn't need to happen.
In between the agonizing disbelief and immense grief that follow the murder of a South Shore mother, friend, and businesswoman, there is reflection on Anna Walsh's legacy.
It's astounding, right? Like, most people go through life and we all want to make an impact, and she truly did, right? And it's sad that it's only going to be measurable now.
Peter Rader says the measure of Anna's impact was inspiring during a private virtual celebration of life. The tribute bonded different friends who had met Anna at different stages since she immigrated from Serbia to the United States in 2005.
Greetings from Boston. With less than 2 weeks since we were together that feel to me like more than 2 months, this too shall pass.
The assurance of Anna's voice and her drive for success resonated with Rader about 2 years ago when he met her through their work in the real estate industry.
Anna took the time to work with myself, my team, a marketing company, to set up all new branding and marketing for me, to make sure there were like unselfishly.
He says similar stories were shared by dozens of others who were also touched by the Cohasset mother of 3 young boys.
The people who spoke all said the same thing, that this dynamic, young, remarkable lady changed their lives, right? Like who does that?
Everyone now left with questions about Anna's final moments and where her 3 young boys, ages 2 to 6, were when it happened.
They were her world. I mean, you know, make no mistake about this. Everything she was doing was deliberate for those children, for her family.
Rader says he never met husband Brian Walshe and is not going to speculate on a motive.
There's a soul there too of some sort. And it may be an evil soul. It's not for me to decide that. It's for the courts. Brian, I don't know if you did this, right? Like, come clean, give some closure, right? Like that's, if I could say something to him, that's what I would say to him.
Rader says Anna would never go a day without FaceTiming her kids if she was out of town, and he feared the worst from the moment he learned of her disappearance. He says she deserves to be properly laid to rest, and he says that's not possible because her remains have not been discovered. Formal funeral arrangements have not yet been made. In the control room, Drew Caritas for your local station, Boston 25 News.
And finally tonight, if you or a loved one is a victim of domestic violence, there are resources available.
The number for the National Domestic Violence Hotline is 1-800-799-7233. Again, 1-800-799-SAFE. Our coverage of Anna Walsh's murder continues on Boston25News.com.
Okay. Okie dokie. So, we'll go to this next tape. So there's, I want to talk about Anna Kempner's case too, but we'll do it tomorrow. This kind of is a little bit later on in the year. So this is in April. So this is like after he's been arrested and everything. Because I was going to just play this one tonight, and then I heard the other one, and I was like, I think they're both pretty good. So we'll listen to this one as well. Yeah, he cut her up, pretty much tossed her in the trash. I don't know. I mean, not sure how she died. I'm assuming he probably cut off her air supply somehow. That's my guess. I mean, maybe he used a knife. I don't know. I don't think that he would make it. I don't think he would. I think he would try to make it as quiet as he could, because, right, like he had to make sure that the kids didn't probably hear and wake up. I mean, if he's, chasing her around trying to stab her or something like that, she's probably going to make some noise, Yes, ma'am to bat. I was thinking of her earlier today. Yeah, I was thinking. I think his case or his stuff doesn't go to trial till like September or something, maybe March. I don't know. It's a while. I'm like, oh man, it's forever and a day. Maybe I can look that up while we're watching this and see if they changed the date. But we'll put this on and we'll see, because we'll see what else is new on here, because I know there was some new stuff. I thought I watched literally probably like 5 documentaries today on Anna Walshe.
An active search for a Massachusetts mom of 3 who mysteriously vanished after leaving for D.C. She hasn't been seen since New Year's Day.
What happened at that house in Cohasset on New Year's, the morning of New Year's, we don't know.
She was in every way, shape, or form this full of life human being.
Right now it's a missing persons investigation, whether she just needed a little break or a timeout. We're just looking for her.
When a phone has been shut off for a few days, it's concerning.
Hairs were standing on the back of their neck when they first arrived at this house on January 4th.
The husband of the Massachusetts woman missing since New Year's Day, now formally charged with her murder.
He is probably the stupidest murderer who's ever walked the face of the planet Earth.
Anna Walshe, a mom of 3 young boys, goes missing from her Massachusetts home early New Year's Day. She was said to be heading here to Washington, D.C. because of a work emergency. She worked for realty firm Tishman Speyer. Now her husband is charged with her murder, even though her body has never been found. Tonight, we'll take you through Anna's life and what prosecutors say happened in those early morning hours.
She was living the American dream. Right? Immigrated from a war-torn country, came here, got a job, was working to support herself and her family.
Anna Walshe grew up in Serbia before coming to the U.S. in 2005. Reports say she worked her way up in the hospitality industry in New York City, where she met her future husband, Brian Walshe.
She's just so personable. She lights up a room.
After New York, Anna also worked in Washington, D.C., Virginia, and Massachusetts. And while we know details of her professional career, little is known about her relationship with Brian. We spoke with reporter Bob Ward from Boston 25.
That's one of the mysteries here that
He creeps me out. I'm gonna say it. He creeps me out. Even in this picture with them all dressed up and, yeah, no, he creeps me out. He just does.
Their friends that are here in Massachusetts aren't really saying a whole lot to us and about their relationship. I uncovered a report in Washington that showed in 2014 that she complained to police that he threatened to kill her and a friend.
Anna reported to DC police that her then boyfriend told her over the phone that he was going to kill her and her friends.
There was a record of him threatening to kill her. And that is a huge red flag.
That report doesn't name Brian Walshe, but states that her boyfriend was living in Massachusetts, where Brian was living at the time. Anna never cooperated with DC police, and the case was closed.
A typical follow-up would be have to connect with the victim and get more information. And it appears that she did not want to follow through. Not unusual in domestic violence cases.
More than a year later, Brian and Anna were engaged. Just months after that, they were married. And the year after the couple welcomed their first child, Anna posted to social media a photo of herself with a black eye. In the post, Anna said she had a mild concussion, a bruised hip, and a cut. She appeared to brush it off to friends in the comments, blaming a fall at work. The picture has never been linked back to any sort of domestic violence, and the couple would go on to have 2 more children.
I mean, her kids were her whole world. Whenever she's with them, it's all about them.
Despite living in Cohasset, Massachusetts, Anna began working in DC at Tishman Speyer last year.
And I knew they were struggling because she's been far away for so long. I knew she, they had many fights about like, when are we finally gonna come to DC? When am I gonna be with my kids? That was her priority.
It was employees at Tishman Speyer that first reported Anna missing on January 4th.
My friend Jem called me and said, Anna's missing. And the first reaction is like, what are you talking about? Anna's missing.
Peter says that friend Jem was at Anna and Brian's home New Year's Eve, ringing in the new year, just a short time before investigators would later say she was killed. Initial reports say a family member told police that she left at 4 a.m. on January 1st to catch a flight to D.C. for a work emergency.
It's been reported that she was called to D.C. to handle some type of emergency at one of the properties that she manages. That's why she was attempting to go to D.C. early. She did have a flight booked for the 3rd, but she never got on that flight.
She would not have left on New Year's Day for a work emergency, so I think I pretty immediately knew in my gut that that was not the case. And so it was just sort of this doesn't add up.
According to investigators, Anna's cell phone was turned off on January 2nd.
It's very difficult, as you know, nowadays not to leave an electronic footprint or some type of footprint, which are debit cards or your credit cards, and none of these things have been active since the first of the year.
Anna is the kind of person to respond. Again, given the extent of what she's doing in the day, she might not respond right away, but she does respond. When a phone has been shut off for a few days, it's concerning.
Police say Brian was cooperating in the early days of the investigation into Anna's disappearance.
Whether, she just needed a little break or a timeout, we're just looking for her.
A retired homicide detective who is not involved in the case says he thinks police knew all along.
It's my belief that the police were onto him from the get-go. They made some startling observations of the car before they even knocked on the door.
Brian first told investigators he hadn't seen his wife since New Year's Day, and in that time since, he had only left his home to get ice cream with his son. But as police continued to investigate, they obtained a search warrant for the family home, which led to Brian in handcuffs.
Brian Walshe is sloppy. Like he's making errors at every turn.
Brian was convicted of federal wire fraud charges in an unrelated case for selling fake Andy Warhol paintings and was awaiting sentencing. As part of his probation, he was wearing an ankle monitor.
His story did not match up with that electronic evidence, his electronic footprint. And at that point, there has to be red flag, I'm sure.
Do you think that may have played into effect when it came to the arrest for him misleading the investigation?
Absolutely.
Brian was charged with misleading police after investigators searched the home. For the first time since Anna's disappearance, the world saw Brian at his arraignment.
The images showed him actually smiling or smirking. And that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And he walked in with an air of arrogance, kind of looking around the courtroom, kind of looking like he owned the place. And I don't know, maybe thinking he could talk his way out of it.
You know, this.
Well, when he got arrested, he was smiling, walking out, smiling. I mean, he's just weird.
This is a serious situation, and he looked just casual. And
he's ready to get back to his ramen and his book he's been reading that has half the pages out of it.
I think you know, especially someone loving Anna so much, it's really difficult to see that and to understand that altogether. It doesn't make any sense.
With Brian now behind bars, investigators begin to piece together what they say happened to Anna Walshe. Still ahead on this Fox 5 special, the evidence collected by investigators inside that home and the haunting details revealed inside the courtroom.
Beautiful human being.
If he did this, it would be smart for him to become clean.
It is a absolutely crushing circumstantial case.
You could hear a pin drop as the prosecutor went from Google search to Google search to Google search to Google search.
Welcome.
Watch, he'll say, my kid did that.
Back, Brian Walshe now behind bars for misleading police in the investigation into his wife's disappearance. Anna still has not been found a week after she went missing. During his arraignment for that charge, prosecutors reveal they found blood and a knife in the basement of the couple's home in Cohasset.
Cohasset is a wealthy town on the ocean. It's very well known. Nothing like this happens there.
During that court appearance for the charge of misleading police, we learned that Brian lied about taking his son to get ice cream. Prosecutors say instead, surveillance images show he was buying hundreds of dollars worth of cleaning supplies at Home Depot.
I believe he did clean up, but you can never clean up good enough.
It is almost impossible to clean something well enough that forensic evidence would be actually taken care of.
On the day of his arraignment, police were searching.
Well, especially if you're dismembering someone, that would be hard.
A dumpster.
We saw Mamta Kafalbat. We saw her husband, how he tried to clean up, right? He moved the bed in front of the closet because there was a big blood stain there. So he just moved the bed on top of it. Not like the cops were going to move the bed, right? It was in the grout. It was in, it was just in everything, like just where you can't get to it.
In nearby Peabody, near Brian's mother's home.
Investigators recovered 10 trash bags. Inside the trash bags, many of these items contained stains consistent with blood.
Among the things they found were blood-soaked towels and rags, a hacksaw, Anna's COVID card, and a necklace and pair of boots similar to the ones Anna was last seen wearing. A week later, and nearly 2 weeks after Anna's disappearance, Brian was charged with killing her.
It was proved that Brian Walshe dismembered Anna Walshe and discarded her body.
A much different reaction from Brian at this arraignment.
He was very quiet. It was very serious what was being revealed in that courtroom.
As prosecutors laid out their case, evidence shows a slew of disturbing searches made on his son's iPad just hours after Anna was last seen alive.
5 a.m. on January 1st, he searched how long before a body starts to smell. At 4:58 a.m., how to stop a body from decomposing. At 5:20 a.m., he searched how to embalm a body. At 5:47.
I noticed that earlier when I was watching this. So she reads off all those Google searches, right? But when she reads off how to bound a body, he's like, no. I'm going to go back. Just see. I guess they don't really show him, but they do show him. I mean, they do. But like, he doesn't he's just standing there like.
Just hours after Anna was last seen alive.
5 a.m. on January 1st, he searched how long before a body
Maybe it's because
starts
it
to
was here I
smell.
didn't notice it.
At 4:58 a.m., how to stop a body.
Maybe the whole time he was shaking his head, but I just I think maybe I was looking down maybe when I looked up earlier when I was watching this, but I remember looking at that and seeing him just go like, no. So that's probably what it was though.
At 5:20 a.m., he searched how to embalm the
Now you
body.
can see him.
At 5:47 a.m., 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to. At 6:25 a.m. on the 1st, how long for someone to be missing to inherit. At 6:34 a.m. on the 1st, can you throw away body parts? At 9:29 a.m., what does formaldehyde do? At 9:34 a.m. on the 1st, how long does DNA last? At 9:59 a.m., can identification be made on partial remains?
If looks could kill, that lady would be dead right now.
At 11:34 a.m., dismemberment and the best ways to dispose of a body. At 11:44, how to clean blood from wooden floor. At 11:56 on the 1st, luminol to detect blood. At 1:08, what happens when you put body parts in ammonia? At 1:21 p.m., is it better to throw crime scene clothes away or wash them?
Oh my. He's trying to save money. Trying to save $1. Is it better to throw crime scene clothes away or wash them? Just wash them and keep them.
Those were on the January 1st.
Prosecutors say Brian didn't stop there. The next day, he's accused of searching things like, is a hacksaw the best tool to dismember a body? And can you identify a body with broken teeth? The day after that, more searches, including what happens to hair on a dead body and what is the rate of decomposition of a body found in a plastic bag compared to on the surface in the woods.
Why are you asking those kind of questions? I think he's trying to maybe get himself prepared of what he's going to see.
Googled how to dismember a 115-pound body, and his wife was 115 pounds.
I have never seen a defendant do that many Google searches. Never. It was 3 days worth.
I love Google searches.
Not just Google searches, but
criminals.
Incriminating and damning Google searches.
She just kept going, and every search was worse than the one before.
Prosecutors also say just days before Anna's disappearance, on December 27th, Brian searched online, what's the best state to divorce for a man?
I've been doing this for almost 40 years, and I've never seen that level of detail unleashed at an arraignment.
Brian Walshe pleaded not guilty. The question remains, where is Anna Walshe?
I think the investigators believe that she was disposed of in the trash and then incinerated, and they were just too late to get to it.
Still ahead in this Fox 5 special, will the circumstantial evidence be enough?
Well, I mean, he had days to dispose of her, and the trash could have picked up. I don't know if trash comes like right after the new year, if they do that, if that's like a thing or something, but I would assume they would have like a certain schedule around that time, because a lot of people are throwing away a lot more stuff, I guess, around that time. But if not, he probably knew the schedule, because I think pretty sure one of the places that he was throwing away her dead body parts was his mother's house. Condominium. I hit play. Where are you at?
Bright light in the world.
There we go.
She's such a bright light in the world, and it's not fair what happened. And she does not deserve this.
It's surreal. It really is. It's like, it just people don't do this to one another, especially a husband to a wife, supposedly.
It's also so sad, young woman, mother of young children. It's gruesome, and it's just a really hideous set of facts.
I think juries are sophisticated enough to know that if someone's if someone is being charged with murder, they're also capable of disposing the body.
Welcome back. Brian Walshe now charged with his wife Anna's murder. He pleaded not guilty, and her body still has not been found. Investigators believe he dismembered her and took her and her belongings to different dumpsters starting on January 3rd.
He walks to the dumpster carrying a garbage bag. He's leaning, and it appears to be heavy as he has to heft it into the dumpster. He walks to the dumpster.
The dumpster.
With the garbage bag.
The dumpster. I love it. I like it. Massachusetts accent.
And leaves it. On 4:48, he hit another complex in Abington, and at 5:10 p.m., cell phone shows records at another apartment in Brockton.
The next day, on January 4th, police do a welfare check on Anna after coworkers report her missing. During that check is when officers notice Brian's car. Prosecutors say the seats were down inside of his Volvo and there was a plastic liner in the back of the car.
Oh, come on, Brian. You left the plastic liner in the back of the car and you left your seats down. No one rides around with their back seats down in their car. Unless they're hauling something from the Home Depot. Like $450 worth of cleaning products.
Then on January 5th, prosecutors say cell phone data shows him traveling to his mother's home.
The phone traveled to the complex where his mother lives at 9:30 a.m.
Of course
Went
it
for
did.
about 5 minutes around the building to the southeast corner. In the southeast corner of that complex is where there was a dumpster. The dumpster
He didn't even visit his mother?
was later secured and searched.
While prosecutors were able to secure some of the items Brian allegedly disposed of, it was too late for others.
These bags and what was in them were already picked up and taken to a location for shredding and to be incinerated.
He is probably the stupidest murderer
Look at him
who's ever
smiling.
walked the face of the planet Earth.
That smile. I mean, like, seriously, like that guy smiling.
He's probably the
Look at this. He is creepy. I mean, Anna. She probably saw it. She probably saw it. When did you turn to creepy McCreeperson, Brian Walshe?
stupidest murderer who's ever walked the face of the planet Earth. He has made every textbook mistake possible at every single turn. He is not given any thought to how to actually carry out the perfect murder. If there were a case study in how to commit the worst murder possible, he would be the poster boy for that.
Without a body.
No. Nope. I'm going to say Sarah Boone. I'm going to have to say Sarah Boone.
Is there still the likelihood of this moving forward, a case like this?
I believe so, especially this case, yes. There are challenges, don't get me wrong.
It's a hard case for the prosecution because they don't have a body. And while it's not an impediment to getting a conviction for murder without a body, they still haven't recovered a body in the case, and that presents some challenges for the prosecution.
Duncan Levin is a former federal prosecutor. He says that even though a case without a body can be difficult, the state in this case has what it needs.
Just the overwhelming amount of circumstantial evidence here, the cleaning supplies he bought, it was such a sloppily carried out murder that it's very overwhelming, and that's enough. That's all that the state needs to prove against him.
Most criminal cases are made with circumstantial evidence. And it's not unusual for convictions to be had with solely using circumstantial evidence. So that's not I don't believe that's a hurdle as much as people believe it to be, especially with the abundance of circumstantial evidence in this case.
That overwhelming circumstantial evidence is what Brian's defense team will need to overcome.
The defense is going to seize upon the fact that there's no body. And without that, you can't convict for murder because you don't know that she didn't just run away. The problem for the defense is that there are so many different threads here that all point in the direction of Brian Walshe that it's going to be very difficult for them to individually attack them.
If he did this, it would be smart for him to come clean. And somehow, for his kid's sake, fess up to it, right? Because essentially they've lost two parents. No matter what comes from this, they've lost both parents.
Like, she always described him as her best friend, that they were very close, like love at first sight. That was always what she said, that she trusted him, that, anything he may have done wrong in the past, it was just bad choices. She was a good person. And it's sort of like knowing that now is it's jarring, it's gut wrenching, it's uncomfortable, to even think that like someone who's appears so calm and collected could, you know, be capable of something you just don't expect.
Lots of times we find abusers to be incredibly charming.
I don't think that she ever thought she was in danger. And if she did, I don't know that she would have reached out to somebody.
So if she were buying a house in DC and thinking about moving the kids, that is a time where domestic violence might escalate, because that's the time of separation.
So I think when this opportunity came up as well, she jumped at it as well to be here and to, you know, move out of the Boston area. The other part of that really was, you know, with Brian's ongoing investigation. I don't know how much I really want to talk about that. With the FBI, was like she was responsible for being the primary breadwinner, and so it was really a matter also of like her taking that on for her family.
Domestic violence cuts across every category you can think of: economic, racial, religious, any group, education level, anything it cuts across.
If anything good can come from this, is to help the next person or persons who might be in this situation, or to have the ability to get help.
I think if more people start to realize that she, who, as you described, was successful and seemed good on the outside, can also be affected by domestic violence. And so don't look at yourself as, oh, I'm a strong, smart woman, how could this be happening to me? It happens to people across every economic divide.
She was strong, she was confident, she was powerful, and wonderful, and an amazing mother, an amazing mother.
An amazing mother. That's how all of Anna's friends describe her. Still ahead, the message Anna's friends have for her children. Stay with us.
Guess we'll stick with them. I don't know what this must be where they have the commercial break or something.
As a mom, she's just so attentive and loving, and fun, playful. Like, you know, she has 3 boys, so they play a lot, and they had a lot of fun together. And she was just very present with them.
Anna would want her kids to continue the legacy of her life, right? The legacy of her life has to live on. And whatever that looks like, so she'll want her kids to do that. She'll want her kids to know.
It's not clear who is now caring for Anna and Brian's young children. Initial reports said they were in the custody of Child Services, but there has been some speculation that they could be with Brian's mother. Anna's mother lives in Serbia. Her friends say she visited her mom in December. Anna's mother spoke to Fox Digital, saying Anna texted her just 1 week before she vanished, asking her mom to come to the U.S. the very next day. Her mother was not able to make that quick trip. As for Brian, his case is still making its way through the courts. We'll continue to follow it for you right here on Fox 5.
That's sad that she couldn't make the trip, you know? I bet you she, like, you know, she probably just regrets that, you know? But you don't think that's going to happen. I was seeing if there's anything online. There's a lot still to this case we haven't went over. But we'll go over it here and there until trial starts. Should be starting soon. December the 1st, I think. So we've got like 10 days or so. 11 days. What month are we in? November? My goodness, we are in November. When's Turkey Day? Is it this Thursday? Like next Thursday? I mean, next Thursday? Because you know what happens to me every year. I'll tell you what happens. My brother calls me the day of or the day before Turkey Day. And he'll say, y'all on your way down? Or y'all coming? He lives 2 hours away. I'm like, bro, give a girl some time. Let me know, let me know. Thursday the 27th. Thank you, Ashley. Well, it looks like I might have availability that day if you're listening, Anthony. So I want to go down and see my niece's baby. And Vincent actually even says something about seeing the baby. I thought I was surprised about that because, usually it's me. Really? Oh, wow. Sam, that is heartbreaking. Man, that's heartbreaking. Yeah. Oh, are they with his mother? I don't know. I was just reading the chat. I feel sorry for her sons too. She was a beautiful woman. Very beautiful. Very. It's always beautiful women with the weirdest looking dude sometimes, Brian Walshe. He was scary looking. I mean, he wasn't scary. He was like creepy looking. He wasn't scary looking. I mean, I don't think he like scares me, but he creeps me out. Like just the look in his eyes, like the like the I don't even know what the look is. Like, are we done yet? Look, or he's like looking off into space. Oh, I bet you he's gonna come out and they're gonna do some tests on him, and he's gonna be like Brian Koberger. That's why he stares off into space. No, that's not. That's the only place to look. Brian didn't stare anywhere. He just stared straight ahead. That's the only place to look. He does. They're very hollow and empty and dark. Yes. Yeah. Why do they have that? And it's good to see you, Steve. It will be nice actually if we do go down there for Thanksgiving because I've got a new outfit to wear. So it's like a dress outfit, like it's dress up. It's a skirt, dress. You know what I mean. It's not this what I usually wear, which this is so comfortable. I love this sweater. Sweater's like the most comfortable thing I've put on my body. Yeah, they all have like empty eyes, no emotion. Like, I feel like if I saw someone with those eyes, I would see it though. And I'd be like, you've been looking, why does your eyes look dead for? Why they look so hollow? Why they look so, they probably just think, do you need some sleep? Or, they probably just say, I need some sleep. That ain't it. No, that ain't it. Let me put my banner down and Nightbot's flooding the chat real quick. You know how Nightbot does. Subscribe to all of my channels. I got another channel out there. It's Unfiltered with Tanya if you'd like to subscribe. I also go live on the TikTok now. So you have to be subscribed over there because they don't save the videos. But I think that there's a setting where you can save your lives. So I'm going to try to figure that out and do that. So I can save lives over there because I don't know. I don't like not being able to save them. Yes, his eyes say creepy. I don't know what I would say to him either. Hey, princess. Welcome on in. Welcome back. Let's go over to the YouTubes. Let's see if there's anything going on over there before I jump off. And I did find an article I want to read to you guys next time we go live on this case. It's a 13-minute read, but it was like the whole timeline. And it gave like a lot more details, even more than what I gave you, because I didn't even give you, I probably gave you half the case tonight, maybe 3/4 of it. There's like a lot of, other little things that have gone on as well. Also, there's like big things going on in Anna Kempner's case. We'll go over that tomorrow. They remember how we said last night we thought that her stepbrother maybe had something to do with like what happened, and we were just kind of like talking about it. Well, his dad got him a lawyer, and there's some documents that have come out, and there is some stuff that's come out about her father as well, and we're going to talk about all of it because it's like, whoa. So yeah. Okay, let's see if there's anything going on the YouTubes. And thanks for coming and hanging out. And what was I going to say? Oh, never mind. Not important. Oh, would you guys like to listen into, I might be able to get them, Sarah Boone's jail calls, if I get them? I thought it would be interesting. There's like a New England serial killer that's not Rex Heuermann. They just put it on Law and Crime. Massachusetts, they're saying. I'll have to listen to that and see what it says. Okay, I was just going to look to see who's live for everybody. Looks like the word case study says. Okay. Well, I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to go see if Vincent's still awake. He's probably not. Yeah. And a lot of stuff's, well, there is some like updates in Summer's case too. I hope that whatever it is, I hope I hope they find that little girl. I really feel really bad about I really didn't cover Summer's case a whole lot. I think we covered what happened, but we didn't cover the craziness. So you know what I mean? It was like two lives or something, because it didn't take a whole lot to go through the actual facts of the case. You know, Tracy, she is unhinged. Yeah, she makes me kind of laugh. That's why I thought, like, maybe that'd be kind of interesting. I saw that, what was it? I saw Jumpsuit Pablo did a video on it. Oh, wow. 12 people killed. Wow. I didn't know that. It just came on an hour ago on mine. That's weird. Yeah. Well, unless Law and Crime are just now picking it up, because Law and Crime are just now, not Law and Crime, Court TV, one of them, News Nation, or one of them are just picking up the Anna Kempner case. Law and Crime has been on it since the beginning. That's the first person I saw it from, because I remember. So, thanks again for being here. But yeah, maybe we'll do like a Sarah Boone live. That's usually pretty funny. Just because she's unhinged. Let me see if there's not that. I have like windows up here, open down here, so I was seeing what they were. We'll go over. This is all the Anna stuff. Wow, I got a lot, and then I have some stuff about Brian Koberger too. Nothing that's like groundbreaking or anything, but I think it's like a podcast or something like that. Okay. Well, I will see you guys all tomorrow. I'll be on the second channel probably during the day sometime, and then I'll be back over here tomorrow evening. Tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing. I only have one appointment tomorrow, and it's actually at home. I like that. I like when I can stay at home and do appointments, where you can just like talk over the computer or whatever. I'm cool with that. I like doing that. But Friday, I have to go get the X-ray of my face done. I'm so ready. I'm so ready to get this done, because if my surgeon touched my face and said that there were fractured bones, that was his exact words, fractured bones in your face, then we need to, we need to get that x-rayed. That it's been like that for over a month now. I think it was last time I saw him. It was like a month ago. So thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. I will see you guys all tomorrow, whether it's on the second channel or whether it's over here on this channel. But yeah, wherever I see you guys, I'll see you. Have a good night. Bye, guys.
Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright.